In the headlines, a young man is shot and killed at West Hall Group View Fort. His aunt, who saw him hours before his death, reacts. An act of vigilante justice against an accused cow thief has outraged a family. And a group of French nationals are repatriated. We have the details coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Tuesday, the 19th of May, 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We're on Flow, channel 117. The broadcast is also being simulcast on Kiss FM, 105.5 and 105.9, on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and on our Facebook page. I am Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Micaiah Mandezi is the latest victim of gun violence on the island. The young man was fatally shot Monday night at West Hall Group, better known as the Mang View Fort. His aunt, Vereen Joseph, says she was with her 26-year-old nephew mere hours before news of his demise.
Yesterday afternoon, I usually leave my home to go by my godfather and play poker. And my nephew usually comes there when I'm there to ask for money. But what he was asking for, I didn't have small change, so I gave him the $2 change I had, and then he left. So we stayed there playing until minutes to 10 in the night when everybody left to go home. I left him in the Mang with some of his friends there drinking. My boyfriend and I, we walked, and another friend of mine that was there playing with us, all of us went together, and then I dropped the friend in the alley, Roots Alley Lane, and then I went back home, got there, sat down at the side of my bed to have my dinner. I told my boyfriend to do a cup of tea for me. Whilst eating, I heard 3 gunshots. When I heard that, my nephew came to mind because I know he's always outside, and the man side always have a gunshot bursting. Nobody would say who's doing it or who's not doing it, but they would just have gunshots. But I still didn't take that for anything because I know my nephew don't have trouble with anybody. About 10-15 minutes after, my neighbor came in a rush, shutting off breath, asking her what's wrong. She cannot talk to me because she's trying to pull herself together to tell me something. But just by looking at her and the way she was breathing, my nephew still came to my mind. And I said to myself, do not tell me that gunshot I heard is my nephew they killed. But I didn't say anything to her. I just kept on asking her what happened. And then she said, Vereen, Micaiah, your nephew, they just killed him there. But Micaiah, my nephew, they just killed him. She said, yes. I forgot I was eating. I forgot I had the cup of tea there. I just thrown some clothes on me because I was naked. And I rushed to the shooting site. When I got there, I saw my nephew lying flat down on his back in a pool of blood. So apparently he got the shot in his head. Then we stayed there for a while. One of the neighbors called the police. It took the police about like half an hour to almost 45 minutes to get there. And when they came, I just told them what had happened. I didn't see who shot him. I didn't see anybody. And that was just it.
Is he known to be in conflict with anyone or any groups?
Well, not that I know of, but what I understood when I got up this morning is that the person who shot him had been passing around for about like 2 or 3 days now, saying how he was going to kill Micaiah, but nobody never take the boy seriously until the shooting last night.
That was an over-the-phone interview with the aunt of the homicide victim. Her name is Vereen Joseph. Meanwhile, police say they found the young man's body in a pool of blood. Here is Corporal Ann Joseph from the Police Press Relations Office.
About 10:50 p.m. on Monday, the 18th of May 2020, officers attached to the Vieux Fort Police Station responded to a report of a suspected homicide at George Shine Drive in Vieux Fort. On arrival, the officers observed the apparent lifeless body of a male who was later identified as Murkai Mondesi, also known as 45, who is a 25-year-old, believed to be a resident of the same area. He was found lying on the ground floor of an abandoned house with apparent gunshot injuries about the body. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for a subsequent date, and investigations are currently ongoing in this matter.
Anyone with information relating to the deadly shooting should contact the nearest police station. In other news, the family of a man who was beaten and filmed is outraged by the viral video that shows the extent of the assault. Gertrude Charles is the sister of the man in the video, now identified as Leroy James. She spoke to me via telephone and indicated that her family will be taking legal action stemming from this incident. Here's our conversation.
They send it for me because the community know him. So they send it for me. And when I see it, I couldn't watch. I just watch a clip and I see when he put his boots on his throat. So I don't finish watch the video.
All right, now we know in St. Lucia people have very strong reactions when it comes to issues of predial larceny, people being accused of theft. There are reports that your brother, Leroy James, was accused of stealing a cow. What do you want us, members of the public, to know about your brother that could possibly shed some light on this situation?
Okay, let me tell you about my brother. My brother is somebody, he's not mad to say he's doing things, but when the thing, like when he gets sick, he's singing in the night, he's doing noise. So my cousin called me on Saturday, tell me he looking strange, like he start making noise. He doesn't trouble anybody. So we say, okay, because we had heard the news, the Prime Minister was going to open the country on Monday. So we tell her, watch an eyes on him for me, so we'll come on Monday to come and get him to bring him to the doctor. So when we go, the father and my son and my sister go down and get him. They cannot find him. They all in the place looking for him. So somebody else tell him they see him passing with a cow, like he have a cow. So they say go and look if he's not in the police station. So when they went there, they look for him. They say the police bring him outside naked, and he trembling. So they say a man not bringing in, and say the man say he was stealing his cow. So when the father go to the man say he take the cow to go and tie the cow for his father. So the father say, if a man tell you that, you're supposed to see the man is a madman. So you have the cow, you just take the cow and then take him, bring to the police station. But he didn't do that. He take out all the clothes on him and he beating him. I'll send the rest of the video for you. He beating like that. People not even beating animal like that.
And tell me, how is James doing right now? I understand that he's in hospital.
He's not doing good because the father had gone to the police station to make a statement to bring him to court. And as they passing there, when they go and check in his room, his heart racing, he have heavy fever. So he say he's not doing good at all. So they call the police, and right now he in the Owen King Hospital.
And what would you like to say to the gentleman who can be seen in the video assaulting Leroy James?
Well, all what I have to say, I want to ask him if he don't have a family, if he don't have a son, a grandson, to do somebody, a human being like that. So I need justice. I'm going to bring him to court.
The Southern Predial Larceny Unit, for its part, has issued a warning to people not to take the law into their own hands. Acting Police Commissioner Milton Daisy says since the recent lifting of the suspension on liquor licenses, law enforcement have witnessed a spate of quarrels and violent crimes. Members of the public are weighing in on the assertion, and some are even calling for the ban on liquor sales to be reinstated. Jacques Wooding has more.
There's a twofold answer there. Because before that, you find that they were still committing the crime. We still had a lot of crime. But then, because I believe the people are so greedy, they take too much of it at one time because they could not get it. So that in itself probably contributed to more crime, in a sense, you know, because as though to them, you know, the alcohol will finish, they will not get. So they just went on a rampage.
People are what they are, you know, and I think it's just a coincidence it happened there. And people are going to be what they are, okay? Even though with liquor or no liquor, okay? And if one is drunk, he falls and he lies down where he is, you know, and I don't believe so. I believe it's just a coincidence.
Yes, because a lot of times, if you look at society, a lot of times when people drink, they tend to be brave. They tend to think that they can do just anything. So, honestly, if you were to ask me the question, should they put a ban on alcohol again, I would say yes. That would help us as a people to understand ourselves when it comes to consuming alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't follow the situation about the alcohol. So I know no comments. I have no comments about that.
They shouldn't open it. They shouldn't sell it. They should close the place completely with alcohol.
Amid the uncertainties presented by the COVID-19 pandemic, many French citizens were left stranded in St. Lucia due to the closure of air and seaports. On Tuesday, the 19th of May, a group of these citizens were repatriated to Martinique. Our cameras caught the eager travelers before they set off on their journey home.
Today we join French citizens who are being repatriated to Martinique and France. They say they are excited to finally return home. Let's see what the mood is like here.
Well, I get stranded here from the 7th of March, February, March. I came down to bury my half-sister and I stranded. That city, and the boat said it was going to leave on the 20th. I bought my ticket, everything, and I still there. They got up there Friday, they didn't come back on the Sunday. So that's it, and I stay there. Lucky thing I had a place to eat and drink.
Well, I'm happy I'm going back home. It's just that the captain is taking too expensive because it's €100 for everybody to go up, but I'm happy to go up.
Yes. Definitely. How long were you in St. Lucia?
2 months.
You're about 2 months? Okay. So you're definitely excited to be going back home? Where do you live?
In Martinique.
All right. Well, have a safe trip.
Thank you.
The efforts of local police are definitely being bolstered by the help of French police officers who are here to help them in ensuring that the citizens have a safe journey home. We hope that they have a smooth sail over to Martinique, and those who will be taking the connecting flight over to France travel safely as well. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, drivers admit that all COVID-19 protocols are not being followed strictly, but say it's not their fault. As Jamaica rejects CSEC exams in July, St. Lucia's Education Minister is called upon to make her department's position crystal clear. And as normal business resumes on island, there are fears that the water crisis will get even worse. The details of these stories and more are coming up after the break.